Welcome back to TraderEdge.co.uk. Just wanted to give you an update on a new add-on that I've created for TraderEdge members. It's an odds and pricing database. The main application will obviously always remain central with our unique graph. We're here trying to find value at all times in play by trying to catch the market out. But anyone that listens to me on YouTube or follows me on Twitter will always know that I'm always banging on about price and how important it is. And I've always had a lot of pricing information on various spreadsheets, and we collect a lot of it obviously with the stats from the API that come through for TraderEdge. So what I wanted to do is put it all into a database so we can try and make some sense of it and maybe find more of an edge or more value in play. So I'll just show you how we get to it. So from the main application, you just click onto the odds database, and there you'll see the main application. It's just a functional front end to a database. Behind it, obviously the data and the relational database in tables is the power of it. It's not an aesthetically pleasing application, but it's functional and it does what we need it to do. Okay, so the premise of this really is to find the price of a historical game for any of these markets for any minute in play and compare it to what we're trading. So it sounds more confusing than what it actually is, but if we're trading, I don't know, maybe the home market, and we're looking, and the game which we're trading started with an opening price of around evens. So we go into the database, find a game that started around evens. We've got that one there, 2.08. There's only a few sort of test fixtures in here at the moment. I'm going to be putting a lot more data in. Obviously, the more data that goes in, the more powerful this will become. But then we can click onto that, select a minute that we're interested in. Let's go from the start, the first 10 minutes of this game. Press submit. There we go. It was Leeds v Villa. So the opening price was 2.08. So we can see that there, and we can see how the price moved. There was a goal there quite early, so you can see the home side's price has jumped out. The reason being, obviously there's a goal being scored against them, but also you've got all the other odds here, and you can order them, and you can see what happened. These are all minutes here, so you can see the price for all these markets at each minute, right across to both teams to score yes, both teams to score no. We could also just look at just a single minute of the game. So minute number 6 for that same market. So we're looking at the home market here. That's what's triggered it. But obviously the home market there is 3.75 in minute 6 of this match. But you can also view all the other markets as well in minute 6. If you actually click on that, it'll give you some more information about the game. So the opening odds, some stats as well there, shots on target, shots, dangerous attacks, etc. The final score, the date of the fixture, the league, etc. Click back. So we can do that again for any of these markets. So if we were trading the over 2.5 goals market, we could find some odds here that is as close to as possible to the market that we're trading now. So if you are trading over 2.5, you just need to make a note of the opening price. Put that in there. We can see, if we wanted to, we could see the whole game and see how the odds panned out. We can switch that to 250 records if we want to, or if we can collapse that as well. If there are any more games in there, it would show them. So we can, as I say, we can do that with any of these markets here, but I've also added another little advanced feature here. So if, for example, perhaps you wanted to see all the minutes for all odds on a game that finished 4-0, push that in there. Got 2 games, I think, here in the data that both these games finished 4-0, and we can see exactly what happened throughout the minutes Obviously, to be of value to you, you need to be trading a game that has got similar properties or similar opening prices to this game. And again, we can just drop in there and see a few more stats there. And we can do that for any of these markets. You must always reset this back to select afterwards, or you can just do it by fixture. There'll be a lot more. Obviously, I've only got some test data in there at the moment, but I mean, it is actual real data, but there needs to be a lot more fixtures in here. There'll be about 400, I'm hoping, maybe even more, maybe 500 by the time I've finished, but it just takes a bit of time to upload all the data. You've got both teams to score yes, both teams to score no, over 4.5, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, 5.5, the main markets that everyone trades. Or if you want the draw price, you can see what happens to that. Or if you just wanted to be really general and just find out across the database what happens in the first 10 minutes of a game for everything in the database, and it'll show you by fixture. And obviously this is for every minute of the match, and that's the score during that minute of the match. You got a game here where there was a goal quite early on. The famous West Brom Brighton match with the VAR. That is the match with the VAR mix-up. Well, say a mix-up. The VAR, whatever went on with that game, that was a strange one. I've also created this little link here, which delves even more into stats. I mean, we do collect, obviously through the API coming into the main trader application, we collect a lot of stats. So we can look at XG here, home, away, shots on target. So if we want to look maybe just at any one of those fixtures, I'll put the date in there as well, and it will show you the XG 1.32, the away was 1.04, the halftime score, the final score, the shots on target in the first half, second half, dangerous attacks. So you can really start to do some quite significant data mining, particularly when I get a lot more records into here. It'll become a lot more powerful, because then you'll be able to have an average of all these, so you can really be able to see what drives XG, and is there any correlation between shots on target and the number of goals in a half? Is there a correlation between dangerous attacks? I can put corners in there as well. I'll probably add corners and maybe a few other things. So there's lots and lots of different things you can do. What else could we do here to show you? Put that back to select. We can just do a half-time score perhaps. Make sure everything else is set to select. If you do select more than one thing, obviously it's not going to bring back as much data. So here we've got some games that were half-time 0-0. Those two went on. There's 2 goals in that one, 2 goals in that. A lot of people trade 2 goals in the second half. I do myself. So this sort of thing will be able to show you perhaps the XG. There you go in those games. And is there a correlation between the being 0-0 and the XG home and away, where the score was 0-0 at half time, and then there's no. Obviously, you want to try and avoid these games if you're looking for goals. So as the data builds, then we'll get more of an idea, and it'll become really, really powerful, I believe. And I'll be adding a lot more fields to this, but I want to get it out there and get it working for members. And you'll be able to do as much data mining as your heart's content, and then really try and find links between these different things and help you develop strategies. You can take a free trial. It's 10 days free trial, no obligation whatsoever. You just sign through PayPal. You're in complete control in PayPal. They look after everything, and if you want to cancel, there's a big cancel button in there if it's not for you, and you just cancel, and that's absolutely fine, no problem at all. If you want to carry on, then after the 10 days, it's $9.99, but for that, you get this. You get obviously the main application, you get alerts as well, sent to Telegram if you want to alert any of this stuff in play. We've also got a very nice Telegram chat room as well, full of traders and people looking at this sort of stuff and looking at the TraderEdge application and doing trades in play as well. So sometimes the wisdom of the crowds, someone notices something, everyone gets on the back of it, and yeah, it's great when it all comes off. So if you've got any questions at all, please drop me an email, support@traderedge.co.uk. I'm happy to answer anything, or if you need any help on pointing in the right direction if you're new to football trading, please drop me an email. That's absolutely fine. Thanks very much for listening, and I hope that you get some nice green screens on the back of this. Thank you.